2 weeks, I saw Joel Damon, Sahith Theegala, and Jason Day, and all three of those guys told me I need to start playing pro golf again. Once, everyone talks about who's better, Sean or Brad.
Right.
We go play, after that TPC Scottsdale major, it felt great to beat him by 8 shots. It felt amazing. It felt amazing. So I've talked to Sam Burns about, going down to Louisiana and doing a couple of videos with him. Scotty, I've been trying. It's crazy. YouTube golf, getting $45 million. It's wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today on the Scratch Golf Show, we have one of our biggest guests today. We have good member Brad Dalke. Now, as you can tell from the intro, Brad and I discussed a number of great topics today. We also talked about how much his life has changed since joining Good, the story of how he actually met the guys, and Brad also reacted to Good's new $45 million investment. It's a great conversation. You're going to want to stick around to the end, like the video, and leave a comment. If you're new here to the Scratch Golf Show, welcome to the channel. My name is Marco. We mainly focus on interview-style videos with the top creators in the YouTube golf space. If you could do me a favor, hit the subscribe button below. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the start of the Masters this April. Before we get into the interview, I just want to take a quick second to shout out Bogey Bros. They sent me this awesome hat and shirt. They've made this conversation happen. The link will be in the description. They make awesome apparel. Make sure you check them out. Now, enjoy the interview with Brad today. And like I said, make sure you subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scratch Golf Show. We have an awesome guest. I'd like to welcome good member, professional golfer, Oklahoma Sumer, 2016 Masters participant, Brad Dalke, to the Scratch Golf Show. Brad, welcome. Really appreciate you jumping on today.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's excited to talk to you for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Have you done, I know you did subpar, but have you done a lot of podcasts? Are you a big podcasting guy or like YouTube? I guess I'm more on YouTube, but like stuff like that.
Yeah, I've done a couple. With OU, there were some shows that they had that I would hop on every once in a while in college and all that, but not a ton. So it's still pretty new to me, but it's
cool.
Fun. I like the conversation aspect of it and all that. So it'll be a good time.
For sure, man. Well, I appreciate your time today. Like I said, I know you're very busy. To start, man, obviously I'm very familiar with you. You've been in good. I think you joined a little over a year ago, so it's been kind of a crazy last year from like transitioning to the professional golf world into the content creation. But to start, do you mind just doing a brief intro of yourself, who you are, how you got into golf, and then we'll start there and see where the conversation takes us.
Yeah, so I started playing golf when I was 11 months old. Basically, I was still in diapers. I started walking early, and my mom played golf at Oklahoma as well. My dad played football at Oklahoma, but he's a very good golfer. He not anymore, he's older now, but whenever he was in his heyday, he was a scratch golfer. So he used to always go in the front yard to just chip around at the house we lived in when I was basically a baby. And one day he went out there, and I followed him out to the front yard, and he gave me his club. And I tucked it under my armpit and started hitting balls with it. So I guess naturally, I just had a really good little swing. My parents say I never missed a ball when I was even a 1 year old, which who knows, that could be, might be a little fabricated. I don't know. They said I never missed But I played my first tournament when I was 3. A shot. It was three par threes. All of them were like 40 yards. And a shot. I went par, birdie, par on those 3 holes as a 3-year-old. So won my first tournament when I was 3 years old, and started doing all the U.S. kids stuff. And just kind of naturally had a gift for it, luckily. And I was kind of ranked top 5 in junior golf all throughout my junior golf career. Committed to Oklahoma when I was 12. And then I knew where I wanted to go. Like I said, my dad. Grandpa played basketball and baseball there. Grandma was a cheerleader, so I wanted to be a Sooner. And went on to college. I didn't have I won 2 events in college. Didn't have a terrible career, but not quite as good as I wanted it to be, just because my driver was all over the place. Played well in the USAM in 2016, and that got me into the Masters and US Open that next year. And then once I turned pro, I knew I needed to fix my driver. So because I spent 4 years of not really knowing where my driver was going. So I tried some different things once I got out of college, and actually went backwards. It got worse. And then kind of started feeding into my irons a little bit and all that. So my game was just awful. For those 3 years of pro golf, it was just terrible. I couldn't hardly hit 5-6 greens around and a mini tour event. And luckily, kind of right when I was about to, because it's very expensive to do pro golf, especially when you're not making money. I was running out of finances, and kind of right when I was about to give myself one last chance at Canada Q School, that's when I met the good guys. I knew Quan before, but met everybody else in Oklahoma, and I played with them, and they kind of fell in love with me and said I was, really good on camera already at the beginning, and luckily that turned into me joining full time. So, if that didn't happen, college golf coaching, maybe I'd have a normal job. I don't know what I'd be doing. So that's kind of, and then I found my game, luckily, as we kind of got 2 months before I met the guys, I finally figured out what was wrong with my driver, what the root cause was. And YouTube's been a good way for me to kind of work on that and get more confidence in that. And now I'm hitting the driver, I'm hitting the ball, better than I have in that time. So the game's back, and enjoying the YouTube life, and it's been a lot of fun.
Living the dream, man. I know you just shot, not to spoil it, but it was probably about a month ago, but you shot 6 under at TPC Scottsdale. Man, I was out there for the Waste Management when you guys were out there, but I know I think you guys played the day after, and that was fucking impressive, man. It's not, that golf course is not easy. Like, that was my first time at the event, but seeing those slopes, so that's, obviously, I assume, and I want to get into the kind of pro golf content side, because obviously we've had Sean on and talked to him about it, but I want to focus on a little bit about, like, joining Good. And I know, obviously, you got connected with Quan when he was still part of the group. What were those conversations like when you were like, was it like, did it move very fast after you had met them in Oklahoma? What was that like that process like for you, kind of going through and joining the group full time?
Yeah, it moved kind of fast and kind of slow a little bit at the same time. So I played with them in late February. It was the first time I played with them in Oklahoma. And then I went and played Canada Q School, and I didn't make it through. I missed it by, I think, 2 or 3 or something like that. Yeah. And so I was either going to just kind of stop playing and, figure it out, maybe get, I kind of started to get to know the guys a little bit. So maybe go down that route, or maybe just do mini tour events and maybe try to round up some money to maybe try Q School one more time. And I went on a couple more trips with them, still not really knowing what I was going to do. Went to Missouri, I think, or Scottsdale, and then Chicago. Okay. And then I fell in love with it. The trips were so much fun. I was having fun with golf again. And obviously, like, I knew Quan, we were teammates at OU, and then getting to know the other guys was a lot of fun. And we were in England, actually, because I went on the UK trip as well. And I told Garrett, I'm like, look, I will be happy to, like, this is so much more fun than going to play mini tour events in the middle of nowhere in Louisiana or, Arkansas or whatever. This is so much more fun. I would love to, do this more full time if y'all want me. Because they were kind of looking for a sixth guy. I was kind of a good way to offset Quan, because Quan, obviously won a lot of the challenges when it was just him. And Garrett was like, yeah, let's do it. So pretty much it kind of was slow for a little while just because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. And then once I kind of set my mind on, hey, I'm having fun with this finally. I'm having fun playing golf again. That's when I told Garrett, like, hey, let's run this full time. And it all worked out great. So, now we're here.
That's awesome, man. Well, obviously, I know the mini tour grind. We've had I interview a lot of caddies, and I had Ryan French. I'm sure you know who Monday Q is. And a lot of the caddies we've had on have been like a Denny McCarthy or Andrew Novak, a lot of the grinders who have kind of gone through that mini tour life. And I have a friend of mine, his name's Downey Trosper. I think he actually played you an event. I don't know if you remember it, but he's kind of the mini tour life as well. And so obviously it's not a great life, man. It's a freaking grind, because there's, people are very good at golf, but once you get to that top level, it's so cutthroat, man. And so it's awesome that you kind of found your way. I want to focus a little bit on kind of transition to the pro golf versus the content side. So I've had Sean on twice. When I had him on, it was first when he had joined. He was still kind of going that professional route. And I had him on a few weeks ago, and he said, now, since where Good is, like, obviously the big investment, stuff like that, like the opportunities is just unreal. And now he's kind of, I would say he consider himself more of that full-time content creation, still chasing the pro side, but more the content side, doing his solo channel and the good stuff. I would pose the same question to you, I guess. Where do you feel your game is for, like, the pro side versus the content side? Do you consider yourself more of a pro who makes content, or kind of a full-time content creator? And if you get some pro stuff, great.
I'd say right now I'm probably more on the full-time content creator that,
Yeah.
that still can play golf well. And if I have some opportunities, then great. But, yeah, I've been kind of thinking about, I've kind of been getting a little bit of the fire in the belly to play a little more competitive stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see what comes with that. I saw in a span of, I think, 2 weeks, I saw Joel Damon, Sahith Theegala, and Jason Day. And all three of those guys told me I need to start playing pro golf again once they
That's a pretty good endorsement. Yeah.
It was that'll get the fire going again.
Oh
But,
yeah.
So we'll see what the future looks like. It's tough because I want to, I'm fully committed to get good. I have fun doing these trips, and I want to make sure I can be on every single trip, or at least 5% of them. So with the pro golf schedule, it'd definitely be tough if I started going that way. So we'd have to figure some things out. But I'm just trying to get better at get better at golf every day, and just try to get a little bit better. And that way, if I do get an opportunity, sponsor exemption or whatever it could be, then I can hopefully be ready. So
for sure.
But also, I know the competitive golf is so much different than I can go shoot 64 all day on TPC Scottsdale or whatever on these days that there's a little bit of pressure with the camera, but not crazy amount. But it's once you get in competition, golf's a different game. So
for sure,
I would definitely have to, if I do get an exemption or something, hopefully I have time to go maybe get some mini tour events under my belt and get that competition form going again. But yeah, I'd say I'm all in all a content creator that hopefully good enough to be ready for something if an opportunity comes along.
Yeah, well, you're definitely good enough, man. Like you said, big endorsements, Jay Day, Sahith. We just had Ryan Ruffles on from the Lad, so I know you guys did a collab with, and Jay Day is one of my favorite golfers, man, like of all time. So big time endorsements there, which is super cool. And in a world where we're seeing kind of more of the creators get, I don't want to say sponsors exemptions, but we've seen like a George Bryan, in the Bermuda. Like there was a question, I think, Dan Rappaport posed to Grant if he were to get a sponsors exemption. I feel like that would be a better question for you because you've played pro golf, and I don't feel like it's out of the realm for you to maybe get a sponsors exemption on like a Corn Ferry Tour. We've seen, Quan obviously playing in Macau right now, getting these sponsors exemption on the Asian Tour, man. That's crazy, but good for you, man. You definitely got the game. And one thing I want to ask you is like, from a mindset perspective, obviously you mentioned you struggled in those 3 years playing professional golf. From a mindset perspective, how much has YouTube golf freed you up to just kind of get better, where you're not having to worry about the finances, like the week to week of the mini tour, right? We've seen like Wes Bryan, basically, top 25 of these PGA Tour events when he's getting starts, he's not even practicing. He's like a full-time creator where he just does it. So I'm curious from a mindset perspective, how much has that helped you and freed you up more to get better and improve at your game?
It's helped a ton. I tell people, especially for me, I got very lucky with my situation in the fact that I found out, like with my driver, my swing, I found out what was wrong right before I got into the YouTube world. And it was just, YouTube's like the perfect spot to work on things and get confidence on things because there's enough. Because like if I can, even when I was hitting my driver terribly, I could go on the range and hit it straight all day. But as soon as I got in the course, in a money game or in a tournament, it would go crooked because on the range, there's no pressure. Your swing's nice and smooth. It's just very easy to square the club face up. But YouTube there's enough pressure with the camera on you that it actually can kind of expose you and your swing a little bit if you're not quite 100%. But also there's not so much pressure where I'm just giving away $1,500 as an and just giving it to the field pretty much because, I get in the tournament and play that crap. So it's like kind of it's like the perfect middle ground to work on things and get confidence back into my swing and my game.
Yeah.
And then I think the YouTube mindset has helped me a ton. Also, if I do end up playing pro golf in the future, at some point, I think it's helped me a ton because first of all, I've learned that I'm better off not hitting another range ball ever again in my life than getting through an hour a day. Cause I'm an overthinker when it comes to swinging and all that. So like when I was doing pro golf, I could go, I would go hit the ball great for an hour and a half on the range. And then I'd get tired and hit it bad for like 10 minutes. And then I'd start trying to figure out why I was hitting it bad. Is like, you were just hitting it good for an hour and a half. Like, don't worry about it. Now it's better. I'm better off just not hitting balls. Maybe just get a little quick warm up and just going out and just swinging and being free with it. So I've learned a lot with the YouTube mindset and also just the fact that, if I do go play bad one day, I always, the pay is the same in YouTube as whether I shoot
Right,
something.
yeah.
So,
You
and I
gotta
kind
worry
of
about a cut.
although in pro golf, like it's not the same, you do have to go play well
Yeah.
to be paid. I kind of have to bring that mindset into it, knowing that, if I go play crappy one day, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean I'm going to play bad for 3 months. Like I can go back the next day and try to play well. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't, then move on to the next week. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of YouTube mindset that I can take into the pro side if I do end up, going that route.
For sure, man. Well, we'd love to see it. If you obviously make pro starts or whatever, pulling for you, obviously you've got the game. You're incredibly talented when it comes to swinging a golf ball. And, I think it's great, seeing even Sean or Wes, like I said, going full time in the content side. It seems like it's freed him up. You even see like a guy like Quan, birding whatever, the last 3, whatever, to make the cut to their day. It's like, that's the YouTube mindset is crazy, man. One thing I want to talk about real quick is you mentioned you struggle with the driver, but I think since you joined Good, have got, you mentioned you fixed it, but you also have picked up a lot of distance and swing speed. I mean, I think you're swinging at over 125. You pound the ball. How did you do that? And was it more of like a speed training thing? Naturally, did you pick up distance, technology? Talk to me a little bit about how you've gotten the driver to struggling to now just absolutely ripping it the way you're doing.
Yeah. So for me, the biggest part of my swing that can go wrong, and the thing that I need to watch out for the most, is basically my arms getting too like narrow at the top instead of keeping them wide. So when I get narrow, because I have really fast hips through impact. So when I get narrow, my hips turn too fast. I get stuck and under it and have to do a bunch of stuff with my body to get the club face back square. So the biggest thing for me is like, that's why I dress, or when I dress the ball, you might notice the ball is on the heel of my driver.
Very heel.
It's because I just extend my arms at setup and just try to keep them that way. Throughout the swing, it's just easier for me to keep that extension. Luckily, if I keep the arms extended well, just like anybody, if you keep your arms extended, all the longest hitters, they have their, those arms just really far away from their head. Luckily, if I do that, I gain distance and club head speed. So the more I just grinded on that throughout those first, 4 or 5 months of YouTube, the more distance I just picked up just naturally, just because my arms were, just because I'm just going to hit it further when I keep them more extended. So, I think that's been the biggest thing. I have been working out a lot more lately, so I think I've maybe gained a little bit from that. I think just luckily for me, like the one thing I really have to look out for actually will help me gain distance if I do it well. So, for sure. If I can keep that extension, I'm all set.
Dude, that's funny. I have the same problem. I took a lesson the other day. I get very narrow too. Like and so I'm not as talented. I played like a +1, so I'm pretty good, but I get it, where you got to do, like, you're athletic enough where in those rounds where it doesn't matter, you can do it, right? But when you get in competition, those errors, and that pressure, intensifies. And that's when bad swing habits, and it's like you can get away with maybe doing it, in a YouTube video or even like a practice round. But no, I'm working on the same type of thing and trying to get wider through at the top because I get very narrow. I played hockey, so I swing like a slap shot. I get stuck under and then block right or flip it and hook it. So I'm completely aware of that, man. Let's talk a little bit about how much your life has changed since joining Good. Obviously, I don't know if you remember, I was actually at the Good Arizona event. I highly doubt you do, but I did snag a picture with you kind of walking through the crowd. So I'm sure you get that a lot more often now from, joining Good. I guess talk to me a little bit about how much your life has changed since joining the group, and keep it pretty open-ended. And if I have a follow-up, obviously we can go from there, but let's go with that.
Yeah. I mean, my life has changed a ton since joining Good. My fiance that I'm marrying here in June, I met her after, I joined Good. So she's never even known me in pro golf. So, but just being, it's crazy to me. Like, she's never known me when I was, grinding out there 6 hours a day, trying to get ready for tournaments. But, so she's, so my life's changed a lot in that way, getting married here in June. So I'm very excited about that. But,
congratulations.
Also, just, getting noticed a lot. It's fun. It's, nothing. I mean, I never thought I'd have, getting noticed in airports or golf courses, random spots, unless I was, top 30 on the PGA Tour or something.
Right.
There's a lot of PGA Tour guys who've won tournaments out there who you would never stop. You just wouldn't recognize. So we're just an everyday golf fan. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty nuts. Like, we went to the Players Championship last week, and we're walking around. I think it was me and Sharf. We were doing some stuff for Instagram and walking down 18. I think we got stopped 30 times.
That's crazy,
wild.
Man.
It's like we're not the ones inside the ropes and we're getting stopped more than they are. So it's been wild, but it's so much fun. I mean, the fans are.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
They make good. I mean, they're the ones that watch. They're the ones that allow us to have this amazing job. So obviously, I will try to give back to them any way I can. Whether it's just taking a quick picture, signing an autograph, or just saying hi. But it's pretty cool though. It's crazy how big YouTube golf's gotten, and how big it's still getting. It's still growing a ton. And but it is pretty wild. Things are just looking different now than it was for me, 2.5 years ago. And
it's crazy, man.
Very, very thankful for it. And just super happy to be in this position. And I know that, like, we've been talking about, if I do end up going that pro side a little more at some point, then I'll have a lot of fans rooting for me. And that's good to know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, congratulations on all the success. You deserve it. You're super nice. Seem like a super humble guy, very family oriented. Every person I've met from Good has just been the nicest person. I've yet to encounter a bad actor in the space, but typically I've had, the Johnny, Ashton, Melosi, all those guys trying to get Blake on, Sean. Like, everyone has just been the nicest person, man. It's crazy. Like you said, the amount of, when I was at the Arizona event, there's thousands. That was my first time at a live event. And there are, thousands of people there. And like you said, you're getting recognized more than I don't want to say like a Tony Finau, but a player like that, like a top 30 player in the world. And like, I remember having Melosi on. He was like, people are asking to take pictures with Grant instead of Tony Finau, man. Yeah. And dude, no, it's crazy, man. And like you said, growth and kind of that growth aspect. I want to pause because big news, the $45 million investment from Peyton Manning and a big group of other investors, but Peyton Manning being the bigger one. I guess, $45 million in investment. I guess, talk to me a little bit about just your thoughts on that, what it means for the group. I guess, is it more of like investing into content, bringing on other members? I guess if you can share anything, but just even just your thoughts on that type of numbers, like you said, for like a YouTube channel. I don't want to say that in a bad way, but like $45 million invested in a YouTube channel is crazy, man. So let's hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. I knew a lot of this stuff was going down it's been a little while in the process, just because obviously raising that much money and all that takes, it's not
overnight. Yeah,
exactly. But since I'm not on the board and all that, so like I didn't really know exactly what was going on. I'd hear a few things here and there, but I tried to stay out of it. It wasn't really my business, just because those guys have a little different position in the business than I do.
Right.
So I knew something was going on, and then finally they let us know a couple of weeks ago that it finally went through, and things were good things were happening. So it was great to hear. And I know those guys that started the business that have, the equity and all that, they're, obviously super happy for them, because they've been the ones that have built it from the start. And talk about, Garrett, Sharp, Steve, Colin, Max, Bubby. Those guys were the OGs that, they've worked their butt off for 5 years now, 6 years. And,
crazy, man.
Super happy for them to be able to get the business to that point. It's crazy. YouTube golf getting $45 million. It's wild. I think it shows. I think it goes to show that we're trying to grow this thing into something that's not just a YouTube golf channel. Obviously, we have the apparel which is wild. Like at the Players, we saw so many people wearing good hats. Yeah. And we'll go to a random public course or something, and we'll see so many people wearing it. And we're wanting to get this thing to where, we're an apparel company as well. And we kind of have our hands into a little bit of everything, because we want to become a huge golf company.
It's a brand, man.
It's a brand. Yeah. We're wanting to make it a huge brand. And I think this investment will help with that. I think, I don't know exactly how, what exact strategy we're going to take on that, but I think we're doing well right now, especially with the live events and all that. So we're excited for the future. I think the biggest thing is that investment shows that we're a YouTube channel, but that's not all we are. We're wanting to make something even bigger and better. So we're all
you guys are a brand, man. I mean, you guys own a TGL team. You signed multiple PGA Tour players. You now, got a big investment. You guys do live events. I mean, naturally, when people think of Good, right, they think it's just a YouTube channel. But like you said, I mean, the YouTube channel, I feel like, is like one of the smaller parts of it. I mean, you guys have a deal with Callaway now. Like you said, you have a deal with the players or apparel. I mean, you see your stuff in Golf Galaxy. I mean, I don't know who does the stuff behind the scenes. I imagine, obviously, Kendrick is pretty involved doing that type of stuff. It's just a credit to him and how crazy. Like, I saw him, dude. I was one of the first videos I watched was like the back-to-back Hole Out Bubby video. Like I've been a Good fan for a long time. And like you said, like I was working the Michigan Golf Show a couple of weeks ago. The amount of Good hats that I saw there, it was like one of the most popular brands. It was great for me because I was handing out business cards. So everyone I saw wearing a Good hat, it's like, exactly. Hey, who's your favorite Good member? I probably interviewed them, subscribe to my channel. Shameless self-promotion, but man, it's insane. I want to talk a little bit about the pro golf. I know you guys signed Joel Damon, Bo Hostler, John Pock, and I think Block was the other one. From a content perspective, how cool has it been, like signing, like, and getting involved with the PGA Tour? I mean, Joel Damon is obviously a very well household name in the Netflix and from the whatever it's called, Full Swing series. Talk to me a little bit about that and how cool it's been filming with those guys, and maybe if you have any content you could tease down the line, would love that as well.
Yeah, it's been so much fun filming with those guys. Luckily, like John Pock, I've known him since junior golf, and we filmed with him. I think that was like a year and a half ago. We filmed with him like long before. We were looking at him for apparel and all that. So, and then Joel Damon obviously is a fantastic golfer, and he's a great guy, and he has a personality, and that's why people love him. And he's like the perfect. I think Joel Damon's like the perfect pro golfer we could have signed when it comes to having on videos, because he's amazing in front of the camera. He talks crap to us. He's really good. A really good addition to the tournaments or the videos we can have him on, when he's not playing tournaments. So, then Hostler, I've known him for a long time as well. Yeah. And it'll be fun to have him on the channel at some point soon. So, and then Block's been on the channel quite a bit.
Yeah, Block is a legend.
Mainstay the last couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
Wearing good stuff. So, but it's awesome. It's cool to see our, even for me, because I've only been a part of this for almost 2 years now. I can imagine what it feels like for the guys who started this thing. To be able to see, the good hat and, the shirts and the logos everywhere on a PGA Tour event, it's pretty surreal for me. And like I said, I can't even imagine what it feels like for the other guys. And it's wild. It's, it's a YouTube channel that has grown into something where, we are giving clothes. The guys are wearing our stuff on the biggest stage, and that's cool to see. And hopefully we can keep growing that and keep getting guys, and hopefully get a major winner soon, or someone who goes and the big time event with a big old good hat, or something on their chest, and it's pretty cool to see, and hopefully it just keeps growing and growing.
For sure, man. Well, talk to me a little bit about your solo channel. Obviously, I know since you started content, is it Brad Dalke Golf? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll link Brad's stuff in the description, guys. Make sure you follow all the socials, drop him a sub. I think you're pretty close to 100K. Try to give you, even if it's 10 subs, everyone counts.
Counts.
Dude, I'm almost at 1,000, man. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before my 1 year mark here at the Masters. So we're all chasing for something. But man, talk to me a little bit about your solo channel. I know you've done some more stuff with Sean. The skydiving series I was a big fan of. I guess talk to me a little about starting a solo channel. What are your content plans with the channel for maybe the next couple months?
Yeah. No, it's first off, I mean, it was so nice getting that start on my personal channel, being with Good, because it grew so fast, so quick. I felt like I was cheating the system almost, or something. Because I know a lot of people like you are trying their butt off to get to a certain point, and then that's when maybe it kind of starts exploding. And luckily for me, I felt like cheating, but it was.
Sean called it the good effect for his solo channel.
I'm feeling the same way right now. So me and Sean both got very lucky with the situation we were in, being able to grow the channel very quickly, and it's been a lot of fun. Good's still my main priority. I mainly film my own stuff when I'm in town in Dallas, and when I have some time, and. But I do want to start growing it a little more here soon. I want to start I've never really taken my own trip for my own content. So I kind of want to start taking some trips here and there. It's tough because, with Abby being home, my fiance being home all the time, because she has a job and all that. It's tough to make trips because I'm already gone so much on good weeks.
Right.
It's tough to say, hey, I'm also leaving for another week to go film some more stuff for my own channel. But trying to figure some of that out here soon to where I can, go on some more trips of my own. But I want to start ramping it up a little bit, not quite to the GM golf level where it's, 2 videos a week, but I would like to get kind of like that 1.5 videos per week on average. And I always want to have good players on. I've talked to Sam Burns about, going down to Louisiana and doing a couple videos with him. Scotty, I've been trying. Scotty's terrible. He doesn't text back for like 2 He just texted me back yesterday from, I sent him a couple pictures of us in junior golf like a month ago, and he just texted me back like 2 days ago about it. So he's very bad with his phone, so that's tough to set something up with him. But
subtle flex of your Texas Scotty Scheffler, though. I love that.
I was about to go into it. Luckily, a lot of these guys like Morikawa, Sam, Scotty, Cameron Young, Davis Riley, who else? There's others. They're all guys that were best friends in junior golf. I used to play. I've been playing junior golf with Scotty since we were 7, 8 years old, and we traveled together. We stayed in hotels together and stuff like that.
Sick.
So, luckily for me, I do have relationships with a lot of these guys, and that's something I want to start doing with my own channel. Is, start not using these relationships, but start kind of taking advantage of them. Just going to not taking advantage of the relationships, not of the pro golfers. Obviously.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
But to go, travel to them and just play a round or two with them and just do one-on-one, something that is a little less intimidating than doing a good video. Because obviously it's tougher for these guys to commit to a good video because you're playing with, 5, 6 other guys, pace of play, flow, all that. It's much easier. It's just kind of one-on-one. We can play quick, get it over with, honestly. And for them, some of them might enjoy it. But it's something I want to take advantage of and just, use these relationships, be able to get some good videos and kind of reconnect with some of these guys that I haven't seen in a while. And hopefully we can start doing that here in the near future for my channel and get some good competitive stuff with some good pro golfers. So
sweet, man. Well, the day you get Scotty on your channel, I'll be the first one to watch that. That's gonna be sweet, dude. I'm looking forward. That's why I love that you and Sean are, and you see more of the. I think one of the best videos that you got good did was the good major at the pro major at Oak Tree National where Eckert won. That was a sick video, man. Well, I want to pause here and talk a little because you said trips. Well, if you ever come to Michigan, I don't know if you ever play golf in Michigan, but would love to have you. But I've done this with everyone. I've done it with Sean, all the good creators, anyone I've had on, but I'll challenge you to a match. I love to talk shit, and so I'm not afraid to get my butt kicked. So I'll probably lose, but I'll play you to a money match if we ever link up, whether it's in Michigan. I know you guys have J&A here, or if we link up in person, but we'll love to play you in a match. I would eventually want to do my own playing stuff, but it doesn't have to be on camera. But I'm never going to get this opportunity again, so I'd love to challenge you if we ever link up in person.
Yeah, no, I love it. I'd swear. So the USAM I played at, they got runner-up at, was at Oakland Hills. And,
okay. So right.
And and I know the guy named Glenn Murray. He's married into the family that owns the Red Wings and the Tigers and the Little Caesars. And
nice,
so he's a member at Oakland Hills. So he said anytime I want to go up there, he actually called me the other day. So I need to make a trip up there this summer possibly. So maybe if I do go up there, then we can figure something out.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I don't got to hook up at Oakland Hills, but I'm sure as heck would take you up if we're able to. I got some hookups at some really nice country clubs out here. Luckily, I've got a lot, growing my network and stuff, but never played, ironically enough, but cool, man. Yeah. One thing I want to talk about is we talked a little bit about Sean, and you talked earlier about kind of getting that fire in your belly, scratching that competition itch. Talk to me a little bit how much Sean's addition has meant to the group, having like another, obviously you had Quan, but then he left, and just having like another professional golfer who I guess is as good as you, can compete with you and kind of scratch that itch in the YouTube world. Just talk to me a little about Sean's impact to the group and kind of your thoughts there.
No, Sean's the best. He's awesome. He's a great golfer, first of all, which is like, he's a great golfer, which I think everyone can see that. But he's also just a great dude. He's fun to be around. He's he's kind of, I feel like me and him at times are kind of the dad of the group. Very much so. And which he is a dad in real life, so I guess that kind of translates. But no, he's a great guy, and he's fun to be around. He was already pretty good on camera to start off with because he had done stuff with Quan and all that. But he's even grown into his own even more, which has been fun to see. but it's fun for me because there was 4 or 5 months there whenever Quan left, and it was just me kind of being the only.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone's good golfers, but me kind of being the only more elite golfer, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And it was tough because I just felt like my game was kind of suffering too. I didn't really, we were going into scrambles, and I just wasn't. I mean, I was caring, but I didn't really have anybody pushing me to like really get into it. So it's been fun to have him there, and he was even talking about it the other day on one of his videos we filmed. I don't think it's out yet, but he was saying how it's great that we've been playing together so much and been in this together because we're both, not that we really care to be the best and good, but we both kind of like, everyone talks about who's better, Sean or Brad.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah.
We want to have a little edge over each other. Not that again, it really matters, but
personally it does. No, I'm a competitor. You want to be the best. Yeah.
If we go play like after that TPC Scottsdale major, it felt great to beat him by 8 shots.
Gonna clip that.
It felt amazing. So, he got revenge on me. You'll see on him. He got his revenge, but it's fun to go whoop him. It's fun for him to go whoop me. It's a good competition that keeps us both kind of refined as much as we can in a YouTube world where the golf can be very unrefined. So
right.
It's great having him around. He's a great dude. He's fun to be around, and he's a great golfer. And I think it's great for the audience because we both can go shoot 68, but in very different ways. He's I might be out driving him by 40 yards, but he's hitting his 4-iron closer than my 8-iron. And then we offset each other very well. We can have very different games, but we both are able to get the job done at the end of the day, usually. For
sure, man. Well, that's awesome. Sean is the coolest dude, and it's cool. No, I get it, man. You're a competitor. You wanna be the best, and you got to beat the best in the group. So I completely get that, man. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of your competition from way back in the day. You competed in the Masters, man, which I'm sure a lot of people are jealous. You get to play Augusta. Talk to me through that and what those 2 days were like from an AM. James Pyatt, I don't know. I assume you know who James is, or at least obviously he's from my area. We share the same home course for a while, but he's done some stuff. But from your perspective, talk to me through just like how cool that was, getting to be at Augusta, staying at the cabin from an AM experience, and then maybe like a story or two from that week, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it was. I mean, everyone asked me how it was, and I'd say, what you imagine it would be. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'd say what you imagine it would be. That's exactly what it was. Like it was a dream come true. There was nothing I was disappointed about. I feel like a lot of those things, whatever it is in life, you get so excited for something, and then you get there, and it's like, well, this could have been better. Or that wasn't as cool as I thought. It was the best week ever. Going because I got my invitation in December around Christmas time, and then once you get your invitation, you're allowed 5 full days of practice out there before the tournament week. So I used all 5 of those. I think I played 6 rounds in those 5 days. I think one of the days I went out there, I just played all day, played 36 holes. And and I remember one time we were out there, we were in Atlanta for a college event, and I went out there with Coach Hibble, who's the head coach at OU. And we were sitting on 12 tee box, and there was nobody on the course except for us. And he wasn't allowed to play. I was the only one that was allowed to play. But it was me, Coach Hibble walking, and then my caddy. And it was just the most surreal experience. It's like we are at Augusta National, and it's just us 3 right here. No one else on the course. It was nuts. Yeah. But then those 2 days, like the tournament week, was so much fun. The par 3 course the par 3 tournament got rained out, sadly, which was the only part that I'm like, dang, that kind of, I wish that would have been a little better, but obviously that's something they can't control. They can't control the weather yet. I'm sure they will at some point, but it was my dad got to get in his jumpsuit, and because I think
that's awesome.
He got called off like 20 minutes before the tee time, so he got in the jumpsuit and got to meet some of the guys on the range, and so that was cool to see for him. But it was just an amazing week. I wish I'd putted a little better. That's the only thing. I got 78, 75, which that year was a lot like last year. The cut was 6 over because the first day was blowing up to, I think it was gusting up to like 40, 45, and the second day was gusting up to 30, and it was just extremely tough. And putting was very difficult on those greens in that wind. but I think I missed cut by 3, and I hit the ball really well, but just didn't get the ball in the hole. So, but it was, again, I mean, no complaints. It was such a fun week, staying in the crow's nest all week.
Yeah.
Pretty cramped up there. It's
Yeah,
not a whole lot of space, but
Yeah.
it was a good time. Luckily, so Monday night's the amateur dinner night,
Yeah.
and all the amateurs stayed in the crow's nest that night, just kind of out of tradition. But the rest of the week, it was just me and Toto Ghana that stayed there. So luckily, other than that one night, it was pretty not a whole lot of people up there. Yeah, it was fine. But yeah, such a fun week. And I'd say the one story I have that's pretty good is on Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday. We're sitting left of 15 green, and so we're right between 15 green and 16 tee box. Me, my brother, and my sister were out there, and I think it was late in the day. Sergio's group is on the green, and I'm sitting there like, I have to pee so bad. I have to pee my pants. I went earlier in the day to go somewhere to go pee, and it was a mile away. I was like, I don't know if I can make that. Luckily, I had my player's badge on me. Even though I missed the cut, I still had it on me.
Yeah.
And there's a bathroom between 15 green and 16 tee that's players only.
Yeah.
So I go down there, and there's a guard in front of it, and I'm like, hey man, like we're in between groups right now. Is there any way I could just pee here real quick? Like I've got my player's badge. I played on Thursday, Friday. I'm just out here watching now. I'm not gonna be able to make it to that one out there. He's like, yeah, come in here real quick. So I went inside. I went and peed, and then as I'm getting done, I hear a knock on the door. I'm like, oh crap. Like they must have just gotten off the green. I just hope it's not. I hope it's someone understanding. I hope they birdied 15, so they're in a good mood. They're going to be waiting on me. And so I get down, wash my hands, open the door. It's Sergio Garcia. At first glance, I'm like, that's not great. That's not looking great for me, just because he has a history of, a little temper.
A little temper tantrum,
I'm like, I'm so sorry, Sergio. I'm so like, I played the Thursday, Friday. Like, I need to go pee real quick and watch. I hear watching. He's like, no. He's like, you're fine. I remember you. Yeah. He was like, you're fine. You're fine. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So I left, and he luckily didn't get mad at me. But and then he goes on and he wins the next day. So
nice.
Yeah, maybe I was.
That's crazy. Good luck charm. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. So that was pretty
awesome.
Cool. I almost got chewed out by Sergio, but luckily I think he might have birdied 15, so he was in a good mood.
Yeah. Good mood, man. I know. One thing I want to touch on the crow's nest. I think we saw Krista Lomprecht there last year. I can't imagine how cramped it was for that, man. That's an awesome story. Congratulations. I mean, regardless of how you play, that's still a super cool accomplishment. Playing Augusta, getting to spend time with your dad out there, I'm sure is super cool. My dad is the reason I'm connected to golf. He got me into golf when I was a kid. So that's awesome, man. I want to transition a little bit and talk. I try to always talk about these, but good weeks. Talk to me a little bit about how crazy those are, and then your the funniest or maybe your favorite good week story that you could share, if that's okay.
Yeah. No, good weeks are wild. They're very busy. It's crazy how much we'll go to somewhere cool, like we'll go to Hawaii or somewhere on the coast in Florida or somewhere there's a beach or some stuff to do. And we just don't really have time to go do anything fun. Like we went to Hawaii 3 months ago, and we didn't go to the beach one time, which is it's fine. Like it's our job. We're going out there to do a job, and but we kind of get in these rhythms of filming where we just kind of we'll do something. Maybe we set off time for later in the day to go do something fun. But we'll get into these rhythms. Yeah, screw it. Let's just go film another one. Like we're having fun out here. Let's do another one. Right. So they're very busy. We hardly have this last trip we went on was the first one where we had a lot of downtime because we did some stuff with some Callaway shoots, some Super Stroke shoots, and so we had more downtime than we usually do. But usually they're just we'll start filming at 10 a.m. We'll be done at dark and go do it again the next day. And it's a lot, but it's part of it. And we're still getting to play golf, we're still getting to play golf for our job, and our score doesn't matter. Right. So that's still a pretty nice gig. But so they can be pretty wild, and especially when we just kind of run weeks back to back, it can be a lot. But again, you can't really complain too much. And and funniest story, golly, there's There's a lot of them. This last trip we did, because we're doing that 100 versus 10,000 series right now.
Yeah, I love that series.
We filmed one in Atlanta for the next one. I think it's going to be the next video coming out. But the team Receders, me, Bubby, and Sharf, we can have some fun. It's pretty. I'm not going to spoil anything because that video I think might be coming out today or tomorrow, or so I wouldn't really be spoiling it. But no, there's some really good moments. I think that's been my favorite part about the recent trips has just been 100 versus 10,000. Because
you guys did the one in Arizona where you guys' tent got fucked up.
We told us the sprinklers are going to be off all night, and then come back from McDonald's, and they're so luckily. Well, Sharp was a dumb one that put his sleeping bag in there already. So our sleeping bags were fine except for his. But that series has been fun. It's been cool to even though if we're on the cheaper budget team, it's still our team can find a way to have a lot of fun with it. And so there's been some really cool moments. And I think that the vlog portion from the Atlanta part's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So
sweet. Talk to me a little bit about some of your hobbies outside of golf. Obviously, we know you're a big OU fan. You have a dog, Charlie, a big dog guy here. I have 2 dogs myself. So talk to me a little bit about Brad Dalke outside the golf course, what you like to do. Then I'll do some rapid fires, and then I'll let you go, Brad. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me again. Lately I've been on a big workout kick. I've been basically every day working out. It started off with just trying to get looking better for my wedding in Cancun.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's kind of turned into like, all right, screw it, let's just go all out. So been working out a lot lately. What else? I used to be a big video game guy, not really so much anymore. I play every once in a while here and there. Which the other guys love playing COD and all that.
Yeah, so. Big Sploosh. I tune into Sploosh and Blake streams pretty often. I've had Sploosh on the show, getting Blake on, so familiar.
Sploosh is I've always been terrible at COD, so I respect Sploosh. He's very good. I got my dog Charlie, Abby's dog Nala. So we got 2 dogs here. When I'm home, I just I work out, and I like to I'll go film stuff for my own channel too. But if I'm not really filming, it's kind of nice just to relax when I'm home. We have some stuff going on, like, got to take care of. It's tough whenever we're on good weeks. It's tough to kind of take care of like business stuff we need to do, just because things can run for so long. We're not really on our phone a ton during filming, and so I kind of take care of a lot of that stuff when I'm home. But nothing too wild. I mean, me and Abby hang out a lot whenever I'm home. We'll go on date nights and do whatever. But it's right lately. It's kind of been golf and working out pretty much. It's been fun though.
Planning a wedding, man. Just I can completely understand that, dude. It's crazy because I've talked to a lot of creators, right? I've had a ton of people on, and most of us who don't do it as a full-time job. Obviously, I have a full-time job. I do this as kind of a side hobby, passion project type thing. But it's similar to like that pro golf thing, where it's like when you're golfing and stuff, like that is technically work, and so like. I can completely understand because when I work 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, whatever, like what I want to do is either go to the golf course or just unplug, right? Spend time with my wife, take my dog for a walk, just kind of live your life. And so for you, I can completely understand when you aren't, all over the United States filming for Good or, stuff like that the time you do get at home, it's nice to just kind of unplug and relax for your mental health and stuff like that. So I can completely understand that, man, because like you said, at the end of the day, it is your job. It is at the end of the day, you are playing golf. And like you said, your score doesn't matter, but it is job. It's how you get paid. And, it is work. So at the end of the day, not everyone likes to work all the time, right? Yeah. Even when you're golfing, it still sometimes can feel like work.
Yeah, and I mean, I love golf and I love playing it, but like you said, for me, it's always been different because I've been playing competitively since I was 13. Yeah. So it's just always, I've never truly felt that like, that sense of, like most guys who play golf, it's, like you said, full-time job, you get off on, maybe you don't have work on Saturday, you can go play with the boys, drink a bunch of beers, around. But, I've just never really felt that because even on the rounds that I do go play for fun with the guys or whatever, like I'm still sitting there trying to figure out, why did I hit that ball right? Or why did I do this? Like I'm still trying to figure out ways to, get better and better. So it's not like I can't really just go out there and just screw around and have a day with the boys. Like I can, but I'm still trying to get better in any way I can. So it's just different. But again, I still love the game. I love trying to get better. It's just I don't think I'll ever be able to feel that mindset of just, going out and playing 9 holes after work and just screwing around.
For sure. Cool, man. Well, let's do some rap fires, Brad, and then I'll get you out of here. You can do these one-word answers, whatever, go as much detail as you want. But we always start with this one. Favorite golf course. It doesn't have to be the nicest golf course because that's my next question, which I already know the answer to. But let's go favorite golf course that you get to play or have ever played.
I'd say, Augusta is number one. But other than Augusta, I'd say probably it's a tie between Pebble Beach and Olympic Club.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Yeah. That's good. So next one is most prestigious golf course, which you just touched on. I'll answer for you. I'm guessing it's Augusta.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. We've had a few people. George Bryan said Augusta, and then I forget someone else said Augusta as well. I forget, but we've had Augusta a few times, which I'm not surprised. Lowest career round. Could be YouTube, professional, doesn't matter, but lowest round ever recorded.
Lowest round is a 58.
58? Yeah. Holy crap. Where at?
Belmar Golf Club in Norman, Oklahoma. It's one of the courses we used to qualify at a lot in college.
58.
It wasn't a qualifying round. It was me, 2 of my teammates, and then one of my teammates' buddies. We went out there in the summertime to go play a little money game. And 12 birdies, 6 pars, 58.
Oh my God, dude. That's crazy, man. I've got like 67, as a scratch plus one. That's good. But dude, y'all play a different game, man. Like it's insane the numbers that we've heard. That's insane.
Yeah. When we get in that zone, it's fun.
Dude, I'm sure. How many hole ones do you have? I love asking this to pro guys.
I have 7.
7? Okay, that's
one on a par 4.
One on a par 4? Where at?
It was in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is – I used to play at Oak Tree National, which is in Edmond.
Yeah. Yep.
Guthrie's like 20 minutes north of there. So when I was doing pro golf, there was a time where Oak Tree was closed down for renovation, so we had to kind of figure out where to play around Oklahoma City. And we went to Guthrie, this course called Cimarron National, which is where me, Sean, Sam Murphy, and Garrett played. We tried to go as low.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, that was a great video.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The first hole out there was like 360 downhill, and it was downwind that day. Hit it over the trees, going for the green, got up there, and it was just sitting in the hole. So won a lot of money on that hole, on that money game. Yeah. That was nice.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Favorite golfer?
Favorite golfer? I'd say growing up, it was always Tiger. But other than him, I liked watching Spieth a lot. Jordan Spieth growing up.
Fair enough.
Just because
I'm shocked. He's a Texas guy, man. I'm shocked you're friends with Scotty. You're friends with all these Texas guys. What's the deal there?
I don't like them for their, college affiliation, but sure. I'd say Spieth. But other than Tiger, it's probably Spieth.
Favorite creator? Doesn't have to be golf space either.
Ooh, favorite creator. I've been watching a lot. I don't watch a ton of YouTube. I watch a little bit, but I've been on a workout kick lately, so I've been watching a lot of Will Tennyson.
Okay,
he's a workout bodybuilder, but he's pretty funny. He's kind of like Garrett in a lot of ways. He makes a lot of the innuendos during the videos and all that, but it's pretty funny. I'd say lately he's probably been my favorite, but it kind of comes and goes with me. I kind of go in different phases of watching YouTube. So
yeah, I was going to ask you how, I always ask that, and this is not a rapid fire, but it's just because you brought it up. How much YouTube, do you watch a lot of YouTube golf in general? Obviously I consume a lot of it because I interview everybody, but I'm always curious from the people who make the content, how much they actually watch other people's stuff.
I don't, I used to, when I first got into it, I watched a lot of stuff, but now,
I feel it.
Now I don't.
Got time. I don't got time.
Yeah. And it's for a while there was a sense of oh, I'm in a good video. I got to go watch it all, but now it's become, I'm in so many now that it's kind of what I'll do. I'll usually, if it's a video that I'm looking or I'm excited to go see, I'll go turn it on. I'll go look at the comments to see the time frames people put on there. Cause I just want to go see the funny moments I forgot about. But, the only videos now I'll watch all of are the 100 vs 10,000. Cause I love watching the vlog stuff, the vlog portions, but yeah, I don't watch much. I used to, but not anymore. Now that I'm so in the space, it's I want to get away from it when I'm not filming.
Unplugged. Yeah. All right, last one, and then I'll let you go. I always try to ask this. Okay, you're stuck on an island with one other good member for a year. Who would you bring with you, and why? You have to survive. Obviously, that's kind of the point of being on the island.
Yeah. I'd say probably Bubby.
Yeah, everyone has said Bubby.
he has. I mean, he has probably the best survival instincts.
Yeah,
he would tell you that as well.
Yeah.
You know, if a random, you know, he said in Arizona that it would only take 45 bubbies to take down a T-Rex without any weapons. So he's very confident.
All-time Bubby quote right there.
He always throws out these hypotheticals that you'll never be able to prove right or wrong.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. But I'd say Bubby. He's probably got the best survival skills, and you know he'd obviously be very fun to hang out with for a year on an island stranded. So yeah, we'll go with Bubby.
Sweet, man. Well, Brad, before I let you go, I just have a couple quick sign-off messages. I'll give you the opportunity as well. But I want to shout out Bogey Bros for getting this hooked up. Check them out. The link will be in the description. Before I sign off, Brad, please plug whatever you want. I don't have any official sponsors outside of my buddies who sponsor me here locally. So plug goodgoodgolf.com, plug your solos, whatever you want, and then any sign-off messages, and then I'll let you go, my friend. Thank you so much once again.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for having me. This has been a lot of fun. And only one I got. Just go to goodgoodgolf.com. Go check out some apparel. We got these beautiful hats. This actually is a workout apparel. Good workout apparel. I just got done with a workout right before this. So, but yeah, just goodgoodgolf.com. Go get yourself some stuff.
Awesome, guys. That's Brad Dalke. We'll link all his stuff in the description. Subscribe to him. Subscribe to me. Leave a comment. Like the video. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Peace.